Hello, beautiful soul. This is Madiḥa reporting love from Bali. And today I'm going to share about a question that is very much living in the heart of almost every woman. How do I know if he's the one for me? This is a very key question because as women, it is one of our greatest desires in our life to find a companion, to find our partner to dance through life with. And this is not something to be ashamed of, because at the core of everything I'm going to share today is really going deeper into our understanding of ourselves as women, of our needs as women, and just of our nature. Because the more we can understand our nature, the more we'll be able to dance this dance with the other polarity, which is men and the masculine. But first, to really understand the nature of the feminine. But before I go into that, I wanted to share the first step that really helped me move towards finding my life partner, my dream partner, my Shiva, the man of my dreams. And that is to give people a chance. I remember when I was in college, in school, you know, when your little high school crushes and all of this starts to happen, we start to become really picky. We start to have this idea of who we think the person for us is. And I remember me and my best friend Bridget in high school, we had this idea, or we felt like we knew who we would end up with. And for Bridget, her ideal man was a nerdy, really smart, tall guy, skinny, that kind of like checklist. For me, it was somebody, redheads. I was very much into redheads because I wanted redhead babies. And European men for sure, etc., etc. This is not so much about the details as the outcome of the story, which is that today we literally are on the opposite poles. Bridget ended up with somebody who looks like the person I thought I was going to be with, and I'm with somebody who looks exactly like the person she thought she was going to be with. Tall, genius, glasses, smart, all of this stuff. So the idea I'm trying to share is that sometimes we have this idea of who we are supposed to be with, and this really stops us from showing up for the people who actually come into our gravitational field to dance this dance of exploration, of energy, of interest, of curiosity. And so the first invitation, the first piece of advice I really want to put out there is to give people a chance. When Ihab showed up to one of my events in Jordan and he asked me to go out, I really didn't think he was my type of, let's say, partner. I didn't think that this was somebody I wanted to pursue a relationship with. So when he asked me out, I thought it was like a business kind of collaboration. I had Amman Conscious Community, he had HP, and we were going to collaborate on something. But of course, he was already interested. He knew what he wanted. So I gave it a chance. I gave it a chance not because I knew I wanted that relationship. I gave it a chance because I was like, why not? So this is something I really learned the hard way, because rather than be picky, can you be curious? And it doesn't mean that if you feel a no, or you have a definitely like no, you don't listen to that truth within your body. But how can you give people a chance? I remember in college, this would happen many times also, where there were people, you know, there was some kind of chemistry, some kind of curiosity, but I never gave them a chance. And I'm so glad I didn't at this point, because obviously there was another person I was supposed to meet. But I think this lesson showed up many times in my life because they might have been beautiful people. And when we X someone just because of an idea we have, then we don't give magic a chance. We don't give the moment a chance. We don't give love a chance. And love is not something we can understand. And eventually when I fell in love with Ihab, it really wasn't something I can predict. For those of you who don't know who Ihab is, he's my husband. He's also somebody I love to create with and who's known in this field of consciousness. So we are literally like, as my mom puts it, طنجرة ولقت غطاها. And this only happened because I gave Ihab a chance. When many of my checklists of the things I thought I wanted did not match who this person in front of me was. And of course, magic followed. So give that someone a chance is the first level, because the person you might end up with might not be the person you thought you would end up with. Number 2, and this one is also connected to the first point, which is to get out of your head. Because our heads has these lists, these judgments, these yes and no's, these expectations, these protocols. And the moment we start to think about what's going on and if it fits, and maybe you're different religions, or maybe you're different cultures, or maybe you're living in a place and he's living in another place, so it doesn't work logically or strategically. But the moment your mind gets into your head, you will start to find only problems and why this cannot work. But before you go into that, before you start to analyze the situation as you've been taught to do your whole life, can you start by tuning in? So instead of going outwardly with your analysis of the situation or your exploration of whether this is a good fit or not, whether it's appropriate, whether your parents will approve of this person, can you start by feeling into your own self? Maybe there's someone in your life right now, and maybe you've been thinking so much about it, and this is a chance to really feel. Feel, how does your body feel when you're around him? Feel, how does your heart feel when you're around him? How do your ideas feel? Do they feel like they can go higher and explore more and become passionate about things and talk about really amazing things that nobody else talks about? So tune into all those levels of how you feel. Just get out of your head, because your head is gonna derail you from the real connection that you are trying to forge with this other person. And that's the truth of it. It's two souls meeting, and we have to open this safe container, this energetic, this soulful space where that encounter can be experienced. And you experience this encounter in your body and in your heart. So those are the places we want to tune into, not our heads, not our checklists, not our expectations, not our judgments. I remember when I was dating Ihab, one of the things he was doing a lot of was opening doors and picking me up and all this like chivalrous thing. And I used to think that was so cheesy, and men who do that want something, or like they're trying to manipulate you, or this or that. Again, ideas and beliefs about the behaviors and the actions and the identity and. But that was so much getting me out of my personal experience of actually, when I'm with this person, I feel fun, I feel light, I feel possibilities, I feel seen, I feel heard. And those are all things you want to explore. Are you feeling seen? Are you feeling heard? Is the person listening to you or just talking the whole time? Is the person giving space for you to be you? Are you feeling safe enough to be yourself? And this is the final and most important point, which lands on the nature of women and the deepest need of every woman. And yes, that includes you, even if you don't think that, or if you've never had this realization, or you cannot fully admit it to yourself. But the truest nature of women, our deepest need, is for safety, to feel security, to feel safe. Now, a lot of women mistake this or misread this as if it's only security that is financial. So I'm gonna go marry a rich man and I'll be good for life because I'm a woman. Of course, those women will be miserable, because by safety and security, we're talking about something way deeper, which is on all the levels. Safety on the physical level. Do you feel physically safe? Because as women, we've had so much trauma in the past 2,000 years, and fears, and manipulation, and rape, and abuse, and violence. And our bodies can locate when somebody has patterns or certain energies that do not make you feel safe. You might feel passion, you might feel desire, you might feel sexual attraction, you might feel a lot of those things, but you are not feeling safe. And this is really core if this is a person you want to explore a relationship or eventually a marriage with, a life journey, a life exploration. Because safety is your deepest need as a woman. And that's why women who have issues of like domestic abuse or violence, these things can really get to the core of any relationship and literally just shut you off. Because safety, security is your number one value as a woman. Not as a person, not in your more unique qualities, but in, let's say, the foundational, the like starting point to even consider. And so the first thing to consider, does your body feel safe around this person? And you have to breathe into that. You're not going to get a mental answer. You're going to have to. And it's okay to feel butterflies, to feel excitement. It's not one against the other. It's just if you're only feeling passion, but you're not feeling safe, then something is off. Also, emotionally, are you feeling safe? For me, that was one of the biggest things that really made Ihab the person for me, or that like landed my certainty, my desire, my openness, which is that I felt so emotionally safe in a way I'd never felt with anybody else. And emotional safety is something you cultivate. It's something a man must be awakened in order to understand. And this is a big piece of advice that I give women who work with me, whether in the Awakened Women Initiation or on one-on-one coaching, and we start talking about relationships, and they're in a relationship with somebody who's maybe not conscious or not into spirituality, and that's a real issue. Because if a man is not committed to his self-improvement, to his potential, to his truth, to his purpose, then he can never really meet you as a woman already on that path. Because the tools that you will learn on this path, they have to be received by both of you. And a man's willingness to own his more emotional, vulnerable parts is really important in order for him to learn how to hold space for a woman. So as a woman, you want to feel emotionally safe with this person, that you can really share from the bottom of your heart, that you can cry. And he won't say something like, oh no, don't cry. No, it's like, cry, tell me more. Why is this moving you? What is this making you feel? What's behind it? Let's get to it. This is juicy. Thank you for feeling safe to share your tears with me. And it's those moments of vulnerability, of emotional connection and emotional safety that allow you to truly build an emotional connection, a true connection with another person. And of course, mental safety is important. Does he attack your ideas, or he makes you feel like your ideas are worthy, they're important, they're heard, he listens. You feel smart and important when you are with him. You feel valued, you feel respected. Again, you feel. How does this person make you feel? And the most important thing that I want to invite you to tune into when you're going out on the next date with this potential life partner, do you feel safe with him? And if you do, then it's a good sign. Explore it. Go in fully. Anything you go in fully, you are more likely to reap the fruits of that. If you go in afraid, if you go in with just one foot in, if you go in cautious or wary or scared, again, you will not be able to truly realize and touch the treasure that is in that potentiality, in that relationship, in that love. And so no matter what you choose, whether it's a yes or a no for that person, just go in fully. If it's a no, it's a clear no. I don't feel safe. I don't feel seen. This is not the person for me. And if it's a yes, go in fully. It doesn't mean you have to marry that person. It just means that you are the kind of person who lives life fully. And what you're looking for in a relationship is something that will amplify your aliveness, your experience of life. And so totality is key. I hope this video was useful for you. If it was, like it, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And I'd love to hear in the comments below, what was your favorite tip from those three? Which one really resonated with you? And are there other tips that you would give women in the community around how to know if the person is right for you? I send you my love, and I'll see you again next week.